Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the panel this evening is the one and only Bridgeman and the legend that is Rudy Bear. How are we doing, gents?
Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridgeman.
Oh, good evening to you guys on the panel. Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby. A massive good evening to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
Fox is not with us today. The old gargling's not working yet, Bridgeman.
Stop it.
You know, he's gargling away with a salty solution, trying to get rid of the stuff in his throat. Rudy, it's not quite worked yet.
Is he not having a good time here, Oxtail, is he?
I think he's 100% match fit, but he's just got his throat's not up to the radio, mate.
He's like Stephen Davis, he's not quite there yet.
Good stuff.
No, I think he's like that guy. What was that guy that Warburton signed and he was there for months? What was his name?
Oh, what was his name?
He was there for about a year, nearly ready every week. John? Was it John?
John Eustace.
John Eustace, that was him. What about John Eustace? He's almost there.
Almost there. We never seen him.
Amazing.
Oh, poor Fox. I feel sorry for him.
No poor Fox, by the way. He's been doing a garage sale.
In a garage sale.
He is, mate. So he's no so poor.
Did he manage to get rid of that white safari jacket he used to have?
No, he decided to keep it. Just to let you know. Rudy, he did tell me, he said, if you keep anything long enough, it'll come back into style.
I'm not so sure that would do, would it?
Oh, brilliant.
No, he never threw that out. He had a few offers for that. Anyway. Well, I'm no one for telling tales. The skipper will tell you, right? But I just need to let you know this one, Bridge, before we go to the football. He was doing a wee bit of clearing out today. 6 frying pans. 6 frying pans. 8 girlfriends in their own frying pan. So that's what you call thoughtful, isn't it?
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. 6 frying pans.
Aye, 6 frying pans. So anybody that wants to buy a frying pan, Fox has got a few spare ones. I know you're always interested in a nice frying pan, Rudy.
I don't know if I can buy one and take it back to Mrs. Rudy and say, here, love, I got you a present.
Why don't you try it and let us know how you go on?
Oh, listen, I don't need you. I can imagine how it would go, you know. Here you go, love, a late Valentine's Day present.
6 frying pans, right?
Aye.
I'll not tell you the other stuff. It was at the garage sale. It was busy today with his garage sale.
Well, I hope he made a bit of coin.
He did, mate. I did, mate. Some of the things were pre-Arthur Negus, but there you go. We come on to the football. Great result, great performance, but ultimately, bizarrely, Rudy Bear, 5-0 winning. I'm left scratch my head. How did we not score more goals? Does that make sense?
Aye, I thought first half, we were excellent in the first half. Some really good team performance, you know, but some outstanding performances. I thought Ryan Kent was excellent. Boy Kamara's just, I don't know if he keeps progressing the way he seems to be. He could be really special for us. But I just thought it was an all-round a really good team performance, you know, and it's been certain. Wee bit, you know, if Morelos is not playing and no scoring, how do we score goals? Well, kind of proved it can be done at the weekend, didn't we? You know, 5 different goal scorers. 2 forwards got their goals, you know. Arfield's was an absolute cracker. Ryan Jack gets a really good goal as well. And then we gets into the second half, 4-0 up at half time, gets into the second half. I think the boys just took their foot off the gas a wee bit, if truth be told. There was no way Hamilton was going to come back after half time. The game was won by half time, you know, so I think they just took the foot off the gas. And in a way, we're a wee bit greedy, really, aren't we? Because we want to see as many goals as possible because it could be quite important come the end of the season next year, you know, your goal tally, your goal difference.
Aye, well, it could be. I'm just for momentum. I mean, 4-0 at half time, and you're right, some nice goals, great finishes, nice play, everything was perfect, Bridge. You're thinking this is going to be 6, 7, 8, eh?
We were saying that yesterday. I thought that 4 flattered them. It could have been easily 6 or 7 in the first half alone. They changed, obviously. They put 5 across the middle and 4 at the back. So they had absolutely no chance they were going to do very much against us. But they did get through a couple of times. But truth be told, you're right. Everybody was right. We should have absolutely battered them in the second half, but we didn't. So I think the manager's going to have to do something.
Credit to him. I mean, they took that. I mean, it just shows you really 2 games. The last time we went to Hamilton, I think we won 4-1 and we scraped through 5-0. You think there's no a lot of difference in the results, but God, there was a difference in the performance there.
Well, I think I remember us saying after the 4-1 game, it wasn't really a 4-1 game, Ox, to be honest. From what I remember anyway, certainly it didn't seem to be like that for me. I thought we were pretty lucky right up until about the last 10 minutes. Was it Alfredo scored 2 in the last 10 minutes or something? I can't mind exactly now, but I just remember thinking after that game that we were pretty lucky that it was that result, because wasn't that much for me. I didn't think we played that well in that game. Yeah, at the weekend, I thought in the first half we were absolutely excellent, bang on it. Everybody was up for it. You know, you've always
it's the pace, eh? We played at a pace that was enjoyable to watch.
They carried on for the Kilmarnock game. You know, for pumping Kilmarnock 5-0, and you know, then you've got the preceding meltdown in the media and all that. You know, but
I think
they carried on for the Kilmarnock game, Ox. You know, played pace, but we know these players are capable of it, Ox. And it's the same thing we keep talking about. It's consistency. They have to get it into their heads. Doesn't matter if they're playing Dundee, Hamilton, St Johnstone, or whether they're playing the Tims or the Sheep. They've got to be on it right from the very beginning. They've got to get into the game right from the very start, and they've got to play with pace. Some of the football in the first half, I thought, and certainly some of the football against Kilmarnock as well, was excellent to watch, Ox. It was moved, ball was moved.
I thought you were going to start singing there, Dundee, Hamilton, but then...
I like you finish that off, Fox. So they played with a bit of pace, you know, and they looked like they were totally up for it. And we know they can play like that. They've just got to do it more often.
All right. Is this Kamara the steal of the season, Bridgman? In the first
it looks games? It looks as if he's going to be. If he keeps going the way he's going, his performance is excellent once again. And, you know, I'm one of the guys that turns and says, I don't want to pay any money for him. Let him come in the summertime. So the manager's obviously out, and I don't know what he got, but it's allegedly between 35 and 50k. And my God, is he a steal for that price? You know, just amazing, just amazing.
Yeah. It's as if he's not. They got him at the old garage steal.
There you go, there you go. But no, he looks really good, and I hope we watch him and make sure that he doesn't get injured and battered, as some of our better players do get when we play some of the worst teams.
I've got one word to mention you before we maybe get too carried away, mate. Koulibaly.
Absolutely. Yeah, we played his first maybe 4 or 5 games. He was excellent. Mm-hmm. And this is what we need to watch out for. If he keeps going the way he's going, I think Rudy mentioned that as well. As long as he continues with that, then you can say you've got a find, an absolute find. He looks good. He looks very good.
I'm going to post a question to use, but I'll post it to any callers that wants to take part. And if they want to join us, what's the number?
0141356 1972.
How was that again, Rudy?
It's 0141356 1972.
Where else can they join us, Bridge?
They can join us on Skype at rangersradio.online, and Old School Blue will bring them in.
And hats off to the double act who hosted the show yesterday, George, supported by JFK. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well done to the boys.
Excellent.
Enjoyed it.
And great. Travel Rug getting involved. All more power to Rangers Radio. Bridgman. He's on mute, isn't he?
I am indeed. I was indeed. Sorry about that. No, they did very well. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great to hear.
I tell you what, folks had that bringing by sale today. Rudy, a cosh. I should have made an offer for that.
Gosh. Aye. You can keep some of the boys in control with that, couldn't you?
Especially that Bridge.
Love it. Oh, brilliant! Just
When
brilliant.
when I get together with Mrs. Bridge, I'm going to have to tell her a few home truths.
I don't like there's anything Oxy could already tell her that she doesn't know me. You know. Yeah.
The
Bridge, man.
question I'm going to pose to you is, right? You listening? You ready, Rudy?
Aye.
Are you ready, Bridge?
Uh-huh.
When we play well, we win. But when you win leagues, you win games when you don't play well. And we don't seem to have that knack yet.
No, we haven't found out how to win dirty, have we? And we have to. Every Rangers team, Ox, that's ever won has had to at times in the league season. Because you can't play well for a whole league season. You can't do it.
I.e. St Johnstone,
Yeah.
Hibs, just to forget about the Kilmarnock game. They 2 draws, one at Ibrox, both at Ibrox, Hibs, St Johnstone. You win both of the games 1-0, we'll get 4 more points. Look at how we're sitting, mate.
That's exactly it. You hit the nail right ahead there.
Anyway, you hold fire with that answer. We'll come back to you. We've been joined by Blue Star. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Ox, Stuart. Evening, guys.
How's the course going with the self-help? Did you get the stuff for the computer through how to work it? The Bridge, did they send you it?
Well, it's called trial by error.
Right, okay. Bridge has done a thesis on it, hasn't you, Bridge?
Yeah, it's called Systems for Dummies.
How we doing, Blue Star?
Aye, not bad, guys. Great result yesterday.
Aye, fantastic.
Maybe I've been a wee bit greedy. I would just have liked a couple of more goals in the second half. But I suppose we can't complain at 5, especially that's 2 games in a row now. So let's hope we can get it again in a third game.
Does that mean you would have took 5 at the start of the game, but you wouldn't have took 5 at half time, if that makes sense, Blue Star?
Absolutely. Yep.
That's the way I felt. But ultimately disappointed. You won 5-0, and you're scratching your head and thinking, "How am I disappointed? We won 5-0. We played well."
Yeah, absolutely. That was one goal in the second half. Granted, okay, you knew they were going to try and come out and stiffen up in the second half, which they did a bit. But we're general overall play. The pace that we started the game at was absolutely terrific.
And is that the learning curve for you, Blue Star? Because if you take the St Johnstone game, we started really slow and ponderous. We've got to play at pace.
100%, and right for the very first whistle. I think that's about the first game. I know we've done it a couple of times. Certainly Sunday there, that right for the very first whistle, we were on top of it. And I don't know about you guys, I genuinely thought playing in that surface, that's as well as we've played, without a shadow of a doubt. Especially for the first whistle, we were right on it, you know.
And good goals, mate. Anyway, we've also been joined by JFK. Evening, JFK.
Evening, Ox. Evening, guys.
Evening,
Evening, Jimmy.
How you doing, Blue Star? Rudy, Bridge, Fox in the background, I think. How you keeping, pal?
You know anybody that's looking for a frying pan, JFK?
Nah, maybe a walk or something, but that's a different walk I'm looking for.
Rudy opened that Chinese doing his way, the orange walk, didn't he?
The Mandarin walk.
Very good.
What's your thoughts, Jimmy? I posed a question to the lads there. This team, when we play well, we're winning matches, we're scoring goals, and we're playing teams half apart, but we've got to get that when we don't say win well. No, don't play well, 1-1 nothing. That's what wins your leagues, eh?
Aye, that's what Rudy said there. You know, we don't know how to win dirty yet. You know, we're not getting the break of the ball at times. You know, and we're playing rubbish. We end up with a rubbish result. You know, and others are getting away with playing rubbish and pulling a 1-0 or a 2-1 or whatever. But I'm like yourself, I was really disappointed after half time. You know, I was looking for another 4 in the second half, but we kind of took our foot off the pedal there, and they brought in a couple of midfielders. But I mean, 10 goals in 2 games, we can't be complaining about that. But I was, you know, At 5-0, I was disappointed. But what are your main question here? We need to try and win ugly. Because that's what does make champions. If you remember, we're 9 in a row run. There was a few games, many games that we played in the seasons that we came away from Ibrox thinking, God, see, how did we win that? But we came away victorious. So that's maybe the next 11 games, Ox. Yeah, that's maybe our chance here to win it dirty. And let's see what happens. I'm looking for a good response on Wednesday off the guys. So I know we'll talk about it later on in the week, but yeah, I agree with your question's a good question. We don't seem to be able to win. When we're not playing well, we don't play well, and that's the end of.
But either it's either champagne or crap, really. But the champagne is becoming more and more evident. We've built a good side.
Aye, it's I mean, I've got the players to be able to play at pace. You've got Candace, you've got Kent, who are pacey players. You've got Boys. Actually, I've been quite impressed with Ryan Jack. I love Ryan Kent to bits. I nearly said Ryan Kent. I just love that boy to bits. See if there's any way we could keep him for another year, just even on a loan deal. I'd be pulling at all the stops for that. But I've been impressed with Ryan Jack in the last couple of games. I think playing that wee bit further forward, he's having a shot at goal, which is something that we haven't done much around about the edge of the 18-yard box. We're starting to do that now. Hopefully they keep that going, because too many times they're trying to walk the ball into the back of the net, and it's not always possible. Coming up against a stuffy defence. But if the performance for me in the last two games, I think, has been absolutely fantastic. I don't think we can have any complaints at all. Like Jimmy said, maybe one.
We're splitting hairs, mate. 10 goals for, 2, none against. We're splitting hairs. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it?
I know it doesn't. If you'd have said to me before the game at the weekend and before the game against Kelly, I'll give you a 5-0 win right now, I would have bitten your hand off for it. You know what I mean?
So we started the game yesterday, Bridge, and Ryan Jack, and Rudy's right. Would you reckon 25 yards out, placed it in the bottom corner?
Yeah, it took a beautiful, and a lovely wee. It just bounced just before the keeper, or just about the keeper's hand. Amazing, brilliant goal.
Yeah, good goal. And then
he's turning out to be what everything I hoped and thought he might be. That lad, he's an ex-Aberdeen captain, and he is a tremendous player. Quality all the way through. So what you said a couple of minutes ago, we are starting to build a half-decent squad. And we touched on it yesterday for a wee while as well, and it's good to see. Rudy's saying Ryan Kent, Ryan Jack, marvellous player, wonderful skills, and he's lighting the place up.
So we get the goal, Bridge. We get the goal. And then the ball's in play for 20 seconds, and we score another goal. I don't know if that's some kind of record, but it can't be far away from it. Jeez, oh.
Certainly 2 goals they win in the same minute, that's for sure.
Aye, and then you get the ball, and we got it back quick. We get it up the park. Played back, I think it was Candias to Tav, who puts in an excellent cross. And Defoe done what we're voting for, JFK, and then Blue Star. He's done what we're voting for.
Yeah, that's the type of goals that he's always likely to score, and that's what we want him for. So, I mean, the gaffer said that after the game. The benches go up with the strikers that's available. They need to be able to come in and do a job, and they certainly done it. And it was great to see Big Laugh get the 5th goal, because as we all know, there is a decent player in there. Just sometimes, it doesn't seem to show it all the time. But I mean, he's stirred in the order of strikers. But Defoe took the goal well. He should have scored the first one out of the shot he had in the first 2 or 3 minutes.
I've got to be fair on that, mate. Yeah, you're right, but it was a good save by the goalkeeper, mate.
Yeah, it was a good save. You're all shouting, love to air him, but it was a good save. And saying that, Defoe had an all-round good game. I've got to say, it's all right scoring a goal and then no contributing, but he contributed very well to the game. So it was pleasing. I mean, when was the last time, where's the start, man? When's the last time we had 5 different goal scorers, Oxshire? In the one game?
I'll need to check that out, mate. You'll need to give me a bit of time, mate. I'll have to come back to you a bit Thursday with that answer. But, so we get the goal. The goal's in the lobby, and the catalyst for the goal, it didn't make the goal, but the catalyst for the goal was Andy Halliday. He's got the ball, picked it up, drove forward for the second goal this season, then played the ball inside and sent it up with Candice back to Tav and goal. Andy Halliday, he's becoming a talisman for us, Blue Star.
Yeah, well, I like the way he gets forward, guys. I've said it for a long, long time now. You must remember, Andy Halliday's played his whole career basically as a forward midfielder. Rangers, since he signed him at Rangers, we've never ever played him in a forward midfield role. Even when he has played in midfield, he's been anchored in the midfield and he's been sitting. I've said it a couple of times now. I'm just wondering if at any time we could have played him in a forward, i.e. call it a number 10 role where he could get forward, because as I say, that is his main position, and yet we've never ever played him there. But yeah, leading up to the goal, you must remember Defoe, he made it look easy, but he actually had to throw himself full pelt even to get his head on the ball. And as Jimmy says there about Big Laugh, I was willing Big Laugh to score, because as I say, I had to turn off the sound. I can't handle the guy Craigan guy. Sorry, he's brutal for me. And I didn't think Kevin Thompson covered his selling glory, because he doesn't pull him up whenever he's making clangers. And that really, really gets to me, because let's be honest, you've got to try and listen to the sound. But as I say, I didn't. I had to switch the sound off. And it was
my
good
mate, Kevin Thompson.
Aye. Well, see, Big Laugh. If you notice, guys, he actually, when he was coming in after left, he actually put in quite a few good balls to other Rangers players. I mean, I actually
let's go back.
Well.
Let's go back. We're at 2-0. We're not even at half time yet. Both Star, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we get the second goal, yeah.
Yep.
The third goal again. JFK, the man who's ran forward and played the wee pass in for a great strike. I didn't think he had it in his locker when he's shooting so far this season. The Arfield, what a goal! Halliday again it played the ball in.
Yep. And we've all been saying whether it's wherever we're watching it, you know, Arfield seems to always want to take too many touches with the ball, but that was a perfect touch he took just to put it in the back of the net. You know, you had to be really quick. I mean, you didn't see so much from behind where the cameras were, but when you see it from behind the goal, how quick Arfield took the ball. But it was a lovely wee dink to the side with Halliday. He done really well there, and no, he's no doing anything wrong, Halliday, and that's brilliant to see. We were talking about him the other day there, and the gaffer's done something to him to make him play the way he is. He's given him a lot of confidence. But the third goal was a great goal. My goal of the match, definitely.
But it was a fluke, Jimmy. Was it not a mishap?
Aye, I know. Aye. Same as the first one. It was a good goal by Jack. That big Craigan said, but the goalkeeper could have done well. I know where you're coming from, and Kevin Thompson doesn't cover himself in any glory, you know, and it's sad. I cringe when he calls them crags, you know.
I know.
I've got the answer to that question. The Motherwell game, Arfield 7-1 victory. Arfield get 2, Tav get 1, Morelos, Middleton, and Gredda.
There you are. Well done.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Well done, bud. Can I just say, I thought that third goal was the goal that gave Arfield man of the match. It didn't. Not to say he didn't play well. We had a lot of players that played very well.
There was a lot of players close.
I think that goal was fantastic, and you're absolutely right. Halliday had a hand in 2 of the goals. I thought Stephen Davis, when he came on, when he started playing, holding the ball, and his wee chip down the line for Candace to put it in for Big Lafferty for the last goal. Wonderful.
I think we've been joined by Brian. How are we doing, Brian? Are you playing Soldiers again on your computer?
No. Yes, I can hear him.
We can hear him.
He's killed about 14 already.
He's clicking away.
No.
How are we doing, mate?
FIFA. Aye, I was just going to phone up and say about the Motherwell game. I think that was the last time we had 5 different scorers.
All right, mate. Well done, mate. You got it pretty quick, mate. Well done.
No, it just popped into my head because I actually mentioned I think it was on BT Sport the other day. I was watching it and they mentioned it.
You know, Brian, I bet you can't tell us the last time we were criticised by the BBC.
Was it today?
I bet you. I take it you're going to be the leader off at this demonstration that they're having the boys at the Vanguard Bearsbridge.
I'll tell you what, I'll certainly be there. That's for sure. I think it's absolutely scandalous. Absolutely scandalous. That's 2 games in a row that hardly give you any credit. I know they turn around and say Rangers played well, but they don't mean anything by it. There's no emotion in behind it. It's just, but the Rangers played well, but they won 5-0, but and you're just waiting in the butt coming to tell us how poor the opposition was. And when they do their analysis of it, they tell you, well, that it's very poor. That goalkeeper should have saved that. Oh, that crap, You go, wait a minute. That's a different game.
All right, so we got the third goal, which was a cracker. One of the best goals we've scored all season. And again, Absolutely. Andy Halliday was involved. The fourth goal, Kent showed his class. Stonewall penalty kick for me, Blue Star.
Yep, definitely. There's no argument with that one. The guy floored him, simple as. He cut inside, he done well. And you can see players now, when they're coming up against Kent, he's got that quick turn of pace that they're terrified. And as I say, the guy just went in. That same guy, incidentally, along with the other player, their so-called captain, McKinnon, how many times did they get away with fouls? It was absolutely unbelievable. I couldn't believe that guy, McKinnon, never get booked to whatever time it was. He must have done about a dozen fouls before that. As I say, sometimes you get away with it because, granted, we scored 5 goals, but you're saying to yourself, if that had been one of our players putting in that amount of fouls, good grief, they'd have been off the park long, long ago.
Again, all we're looking for is a bit of consistency and fairness in it.
Absolutely.
And sometimes Bridge and Rudy will tell you this, because you know what it was like. When your team's doing 4-0, you get a bit of sympathy off the referees.
What a shocker you are to party, I'll tell you. Talking about down 4-0. Oh my God.
They've got the looky-likey into McKinnon, who wants to be like Brun.
Aye.
Puts his celebrity. Actually, he's like looky-likey. Aye, so...
Jimmy, did he not have a wee clash with Halliday?
Aye, Halliday put him in his place. Halliday started to use the Donald Duck, yap, and then he went like that and put his horns up 4-0, we look like he's trying to look as if he's a so-called hard man. Try and come down to the Roseville and stand at the corner on a Saturday night and we'll see who the hard man is.
Hope you're no challenging there, Jimmy.
Anytime, any place, anywhere.
I love it.
Oh no, here we go again.
Man.
So go to the second half. Blue Star, you can come in now with your thoughts, mate. The second half was started and it was a bit frustrating, eh?
Okay, it certainly was. As I say, I agree with Jimmy there when he says, well, I think we do agree. You're sitting at half time, 4 up, and you're saying to yourself, well, even another couple here, it brings our goal tally right up. Okay, we only got the one, but as you say, we can't complain. You're scoring 10 goals in 2 games. If we were getting that, most weeks we'd be in front, never mind catching them.
Right.
I mean, we'd been in front of the knuckle draggers. So, just as I say, as long as we can carry it on, and I genuinely believe, I agree with George when George was saying yesterday, see if we can keep this up, just winning games. I'm telling you, we'll be there or thereabouts. There's no doubt about it. It's just getting that consistency to keep doing it.
Dundee, Wednesday, Ibrox. I'm just going to ask just quickly, because of people are now looking forward to it. But, you would have seen that a couple of weeks ago when we were a bit flat. St Johnstone game.
Oh, that was
so credit's got to be given to the players and the coaching staff.
Absolutely. They've definitely G'd them up, and you could see they were actually enjoying it. No, even after say 2 or 3, but you could see even at 1-0 yesterday, every player was trying. They were trying wee things. They were trying movements. What about Candace guys with Tavernier up that side? They were absolutely amazing, the 2 of them.
Fantastic, Blue Star. What a performance I think the wee man put in yesterday. So he did. It was a few weeks back where we were saying how disappointing he'd been, in the Kelly game and that. But I thought he was a mate. I thought his work rate was absolutely outstanding, and that's one thing I don't think you can really take away from him. But sometimes he's
even when he plays bad, he gives you that, doesn't he?
I mean, but sometimes you can criticise. Sometimes he's no great at getting the ball past the first defender. You know, his crossing is shambolic sometimes, but his work rate's outstanding in every game almost. You know, but I thought at the weekend there in the game against Kelly, some of his work rate was outstanding, but his balls into the box were superb at times. So they were, you know, and if you could get that off him 9 games out of 10, you'd have some player in your hands. You really would, because the wee man's definitely got the work rate. That's something you can't take away from him, you know. I thought he had an edge.
Rudy, what about his back heel flick? What about the whole bench? The whole stadium went nuts at that, didn't it?
I really did. It was fantastic, wasn't it? It's not the first time he's done that either, the Blue Star, is it? You know?
That's right.
I wouldn't say the ref was poor, but even he applauded that, you know.
Yeah. He had a good game. The wee man certainly had a good game. I think, you know, there's a
nice ball for him, Rudy, for the 5th goal. Good ball in.
Yeah, superb, absolutely brilliant. And he's got that in his bag. You know, he can do that when he's on his game. That's what I was saying, Ox. You know, 9 times out of 10, you know, if you get that out of him, you're going to have some player in your hands. And, you know, it'll be one of the standouts of the season for me. And I think the combination of having him and Tav on that side, you know, and then you've got Kent on the left for me. You know, I just think the two of them are excellent players when they're on their game. You know, they're really, really good players, and they give us so much going forward when they play at pace like that. You know, I thought Tav as well had a cracking game at the weekend there too. You know, I thought
we'd no real failures.
No,
you've got to be honest there, JFK, the whole team. There was no failures, and you can pick on bits and pieces of the game, but we've done okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we for the St Johnstone game. I mean, how disappointing that was, and then you see what happened the next 2 games. There wasn't you couldn't say there was any bad player. Everybody's pulled together and played to the potential that they've got. I mean, what's disappointing, all ifs, buts and maybes, you know. But after the winter break, we just seem to implode a bit on the park. And that's disappointing, you know. We can all say ifs, buts and maybes if we didn't do this, didn't do that. So we need to pick ourselves up and keep the momentum going. But the last 2 games, as I said yesterday, Oxshire, I mean, most of the players you would give a 7 or 8, and probably 90% of them a 9 or a 10, because everybody's performed immensely the last 2 games. So we need to keep that going against the team that's at the bottom of the league on Wednesday. And I'd be disappointed to come away with there. But I know Bridge says 1-0, but he hopes it's 4 or 5. But I'd be disappointed on Wednesday night if we didn't win 4 or 5-0 again. Honestly.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that, Bridge, man.
Yeah, you can. I'm, as you know, I'm like guys. 1-0 will do me because there's 3 points, and it's the 3 points for the same 3 points for the game whether you win 10 or 1. You know. So 1-0, as long as you win, but really and truly, that's the type of score and game I expect from a team that we played yesterday. I don't expect them to go to sleep in the second half, which looked like they did, you know. I thought Hamilton played a bit better in the second half.
At half pace, the injuries, keep it easy, mate.
Yeah. Last 10 minutes, speed it up a bit.
We kept the ball well enough, but there wasn't the same urgency in the play. And I get that, Bridge, I get that, but if the title race would be even closer, we'd have been wanting to drive on and get women 6, 7, 8, 9s, you know.
Right. Can I ask you guys a question? You know the high foot by Worrell. Do you think it was a free kick penalty type thing, or did you think it was just a clearance?
Personally, I think it was. Bridge. I think if I had happened to say Defoe, I think we'd have been shouting for it, mate. To be honest,
yeah,
I think so.
Definitely, guys. Even when you kind of played it back later on yourselves, you can't really defend it, really, can we? If we're being honest.
No.
You see the one later on. It was, we got a free kick for the one on Defoe. That wasn't as high, wasn't it? No. So I would say it should have been a penalty kick. But what I will say that Stadler and Waldorf, I watched them on Sunday night and they didn't actually dissect it as they usually done. So maybe the the reports and the interview with Stuart Robertson maybe had sunk in a wee bit, but I thought, oh, here we go, they're going to start, Morrow should have been booked, blah, 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 but they didn't. So I don't know why that happened.
Remember, he did take the ball cleanly, it's just that his foot was high.
Yeah.
I think you've got to look and think it was a foul anywhere else in the park, mate.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't think.
Anyway, enough of that, Bridge. We're trying to go in the positives here, you.
Well, speaking positive, can I just say something? Speaking positive, I'd like to congratulate Rangers board for those marvellous.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Bridge, script. Stick to the script.
Thank you, Rudy.
Oh, Rudy, you're a rat, by the way.
Thank you, Rudy. You're my favourite, Rudy.
Aye, cheers. The feeling's mutual, mate.
It used to be Brooks Loyal, now it's you.
Cheers, mate.
By the way, about that tackle, Dave 29 says it was above the neck, so going with the compliance officer, no foul.
Aye, maybe that's true. Maybe Dave 29's got a point, huh?
Absolutely. I think Butterbean said the same thing to you, Jimmy, about it when they never dissected anything because they were too busy wanting to go on and talk about the naughty songs, you know?
I know, but you know, they must be listening to a different telly when I was listening to it because I never heard anything. But that's probably because
I never heard that.
That's probably because we were all singing them anyway in the house. But
well, we'll be joined by. Sorry, Rudy, you were my favourite, but we joined by one of my favourite callers. What's your number? How we doing, Cushy?
Evening, gents. How are we?
Evening, Cushy.
Sorry, Rudy.
Ah, you're all right, mate.
It was good while it lasted.
A bit of a fly-by night, ain't you, really, you know?
How we doing, Cushy? What's on your mind?
Just pleased with the last few results and seeing the team kind of clicking in surfaces and away games that we've struggled in. You know, struggled a lot in, to be honest with you. So it was nice to see us getting the result and getting the points on the board. That's, you know, it makes, I think the last couple of games makes this St Johnstone game really stand out for us in terms of how bad we actually were at Ibrox. You know, and there didn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to that performance and that result. When you look at the fact that we've just banged in 10 goals in the last two games, it just makes the St Johnstone game really stand out for me. You know, and it's a pity we've dropped in a couple of points at that game as well. You know, but looking forward, let's hope the team can start going a bit of a run. I mean, obviously the last 5 games we've won 4 and drawn 1. So it's not too shabby in terms of what we're doing. You know, unfortunately, we're closest rivals of won all 5 of them, and that's a discrepancy in the points in terms of them edging a little bit further away from us. But you know, we just need to keep plugging away, I think, and it's not over till it's over, and see if some other teams in this league will do us a favour. To be honest, I don't hold much hope. You know, I think at this time of year, the teams tend to kind of revert to the mean a little bit, you know, and I think we're probably maybe seeing that with Kilmarnock and Hamilton, etc. But you know, fingers crossed. I don't think the league's dead, but we certainly can't throw in another performance like we did against St Johnstone, because then it really would be dead. And the problem I think is with this Rangers team at the moment is, I still don't think we can really trust them not to throw in a performance like that and come away with 3 points at the end of it. And I think that's probably the issue.
I don't know if you heard at the start of the show, I asked the lads a question: why can we not win ugly, mate? And it's the ugly points that win you the league.
It is, and I think we've done it a couple of times this season, but we've not done it as much as we really need to. You know, and you know, particularly against St Johnstone, we were lucky to come away with a draw in that game when that boy hit the bar, and it basically bounced just to the right side of the line from us. You know, so it's not only about winning ugly. I felt we were lucky to come away with 3 points because we barely just had a shot on target. I don't quite know I don't quite know what. As I say, it's a real struggle to fathom the St Johnstone performance and some of the other performances that were put in. You know, Hibs as well just before Christmas at Ibrox. I felt was a really lacklustre performance from us as well, and we just seem to throw these games in every so often. You know, maybe once a month. We just seem to throw this type of lacklustre performance in, and every single time we do it, it costs us points. And ultimately, I think, you know, those type of performances will probably cost us a league this year.
But what's pleasing you at the moment, mate? Can you see improvement?
The team looks as if it's starting to click a bit. We certainly don't look as if we've lost any confidence. I've been quite impressed with Andy Halliday in the last couple of games. What he's brought when he come on as sub, and you know, and what he done there, and you know, he seems to bring a little bit of an attacking force that Barisic, for all the fact that he's fantastic at crossing, you know, he doesn't really bring. You know, Barisic doesn't really drive in field and drive forward and try and make a forward pass. Whereas that's exactly what Andy Halliday actually does. You know, so I'm amazed that I'm saying that Halliday has been a real positive for us in that respect. You know, but kudos to the boy. You know, he's done really well. And I think
that Rooney Parrow, mate. I think that's a great point. So your first pick at left back's Andy Halliday at the moment on form.
Well, I think on form, I would say yes. I think after the St Johnstone game, I would have actually dropped Barisic, because I thought Barisic was absolutely appalling in the St Johnstone game and didn't even want the ball at times, and certainly didn't look as if he was going to move forward. So after the St Johnstone game, I would have I'd have dropped Barisic. I thought that was a shocker.
I'll take that point when the panel start. I'll do it. Well, I'm going to have a go at this. I'll do it with age, so we'll start with Fox. No, sorry, Bridge.
And you want me to say about Andy Halliday? I would suggest that Cushie's not far wrong. Personally, think that he hasn't got the same class and quality as Barisic. But Barisic is, for a wee while, hasn't shown all of it yet.
You're picking the team. Who's in your team?
I'd play Barisic simply because I think he's a far better player. But the guys are right. On form at the moment, it'd be tough to put Halliday out, wouldn't it? Tough.
All right, so I'm doing this in age. This can be tricky. Rudy Bear.
I think up until...
Oh, my God.
I think up until recently, Ox, I would have gone with Barisic all day long. And I think I've suggested that a couple of times. But when you look at Andy Halliday's performances any time he's came on, around time he started the game, he's never once, I can think, he let us down. He really hasn't. And I'm now edging towards, if I'm picking a team and I'm picking my left back, considering what Andy Halliday gives us going forward, certainly in through the centre of the park, as he likes to come into the centre, I'm going for Andy Halliday now. I would have said Barisic weeks ago, but now, after these last few performances, it's going to be Halliday for me, I'm afraid.
All right. Blue Star?
Oxchair, do you think I'm older than Jimmy?
Aye. Young Jimmy. Me and Jimmy were in the BB together.
Aye.
I would say, in all honesty, I'll tell you guys, Barisic will turn out to be a brilliant signing. I honestly believe that. At the moment, I agree with most of you. I would say I'd play Halliday for the simple reason, I think at the moment, when he's playing for the start, to me, it looks as if he's got a renewed confidence in him. The only drawback I think he would have is if he's up against a half-decent winger, let's be honest, you know for a fact the winger's going to buy him, unless he brings them down, because he hasn't got the pace going back the way.
But what has Barisic shown you in the defensive tackling stakes? If you think back to Pittodrie, when the boy Greg Stewart was getting past him at will.
Ox, I get that, but you must remember he is a new player and he had been out a long time with a bad injury. But you can see for the stature of the boy, I think he's got pace. He's a great deliverer, crosses with the ball, and I genuinely think he looks a good gene. I know that he let us down badly in the St Johnstone game, but then, to be fair, we're talking about that game because how bad we were. There wasn't a player that day that you could have gave pass marks to. Maybe Kamara, that was it.
Mm-hmm,
No.
maybe you might be right there. All right, young JFK, see what I've done there, Jimmy. See what I've done for you.
Thanks very much.
Really missed that one.
But I was wondering where I was going to be in a pecking order. I'm in the bottom now. That's great. At the moment, Andy Halliday deserves to have the jersey. He deserves to play that position. So for me, that's a no-brainer at the moment. The player that's in possession, play him. He's playing well. I've got a lot of faith in what Barrett is going to bring to the team in the future. But the gaffer got to go with his judgment. Whatever he sees in training, Halliday must be doing something right. So for me, Andy Halliday all day long, mate, at the moment.
Brian, you still with us, mate?
I'm still here.
Who would you pick? Halliday or you? Steven Gerrard, Halliday or Barisic?
Barisic, just for his physicality in the first half. Simple as that, and then Halliday in the second half.
Okay.
If we need a goal.
That's different, mate. That's different. But aye, well, fair enough. Aye, pretty split. I think Halliday's just scored it on the nod, Cushy.
I think so. I mean, I agree with what the boys are saying. I think over the piece, Barisic is probably the better player. He's certainly more technical, and he's, I think he's got a bit more about him. But in short term, the way he's been playing at the moment, he certainly hasn't made the jersey his own. And I think Halliday's given more on the park. And as JFK so succinctly put it, at the moment it's Halliday all day long. But it's moving forward. I think it's Barisic. I think we'll see a lot more of Barisic, but he has to stand up and make the jersey his own. I think we said this and we discussed this, a few weeks or a few months back, that we really need Barisic to step up to the plate and do what James Tavernier has done for the right back position and just make his name. If he's fit, he's basically on the team sheet, and he is so far from that at the moment. Barisic is unbelievable. And fair play to Andy Halliday for putting a bit of pressure on him in the left back position and trying to force his way back into the team. So it's a good thing for Gemma to have that kind of competition. But the player that's got the undoubted quality at the moment, the player that's got the undoubted quality is Barisic, but he has to start showing that on a far regular basis than he's doing at the moment.
He doesn't seem to have the fire in his belly, Cushy, that Andy Halliday's got. That's the thing. See if he could sort of take that wee bit of fire that Halliday's got being a bear. He knows what it means to us. That's why I think, playing under Gerrard, he's really played well this season for his Andy Halliday. See if he could take that out of what Andy Halliday's got and put it into Barisic. Barisic, without a shadow of a doubt, is the gifted player out the two of them. It's as simple as that. But he lacks a wee bit. He lacks something that Halliday's got for me. And that's, there's a bit of disparity there as far as the fire in his belly goes. He needs a wee bit of fire in his belly, Barisic. I mean, you can go back to just a couple of months ago, whenever it was, and Steven Gerrard says he's got to toughen up. He needs to toughen up in the Scottish game, I don't think he's done that yet. I think he goes missing too easily. He's a very gifted player, but I don't think he's got used to Scottish football yet.
I think Halliday has played really well for us and scored a couple of goals and been involved in 2 assists there just yesterday. So yes, most assuredly, I don't think Andy will ever let us down. Not through want to try and, let's put it that way. I think he's a really, really good player, and he'll be a smashing squad player for Rangers for a number of seasons to come, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's good we've got competition for places, isn't it? So we think Halliday will start on Wednesday night. Well, it'll be interesting to see. Ibrox at home against Dundee. Who he starts with, won't it? That'll be interesting, Cushy.
I think it will. As I say, it's a good thing for the manager to actually have, a good choice for him to have. But as I say, at the moment, I think Halliday's just bringing so much to his game, and he's always got the threat of a shot, Andy Halliday, because he likes shooting from outside area. And let's be honest, how many of our guys actually provide that? We have a midfield that essentially don't shoot. So it's nice to see Andy Halliday coming up the park, and at least providing the threat of a shot. And that I think that was enough against Hamilton to actually draw their defence out a little bit. So that they think maybe Halliday's going to shoot. The guy comes out to try and block the shot, and Halliday slips it right into Arfield, and Arfield's got a lot more time to do the shot himself. So yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased for Andy Halliday for a start. But I'm pleased that we've got this option in that position as well. But kudos to Halliday, because it wasn't that long ago he was so far out of the team and so far out of the fans' thoughts. That it was absolutely frightening. So you can't but congratulate the boys. He's done fantastically well.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the idea that we've seen Jack having a few pops at goal now. Have you any idea how many goals he's got? Is it 3 or is it 4?
Three.
See the very fact he's having pops now.
He got 5 for that one. 5 goals for that one in 29, didn't he?
Aye. The very fact he's having a pop now is great to see.
But he's playing further forward now, Blue Star, isn't he?
Absolutely.
He's not been asked to sit and anchor in front of the back four now. He's getting a bit further forward, and I think he's come on here. He really has.
I think a lot of that's to do with Kamara.
Aye,
definitely.
Him playing next to him's brought the two of them really on.
If you think back to the move when Defoe that chance GFK that you talked about earlier on, that was another smashing ball for Ryan Jack.
Aye. I mean, Ryan Jack's. I've always said he's the future Rangers captain, and his all-round plays. He's getting better every game, and it's great to watch him play. Talking about Andy Halliday, I said the other day there. I mean, I know I'm jumping back to Andy Halliday. Since Steven Gerrard put his arm around him on the park that night, and as if he was his wee brother, and he bummed him up on live on TV, on etc. and that. So Andy Halliday's come on great guns. So the manager's got a good knack of doing that, and I think he's done that with Ryan Jack and all. Because if you remember when Ryan Jack played the Shaggers, right, what happened is his game went down a wee bit, and because they were kicking him away at the park that night. But he's got up and dusted himself down and progressed great. He's going to be a fantastic player for us in the future, guys. So I'm really looking forward to the next 7 or 8 years with Ryan Jack, because I think he will be our next captain.
Ox, there's one for you.
Can I just come in before you go? Just sure. A message for the production team. Cushy, you just gave us off right, and if we're doing it in Georgia, you'll be going first from now on, mate. All right.
What was that?
I don't know what that was.
You put your cam on. Did I?
Right. Oh gosh, right. Sorry guys, that would be frightening.
Oh, Fox will no sleep tonight, he said.
Anonymity gone.
Ox, could I just say, going back to Ryan Jack, see if you take into near the tail end of last season when he picked up the 4 rids, that could have really dented his confidence, something rotten. Yeah. And a good word to use for the guy, resilience. See this season, he's been a totally different player.
He's been fitter as well, mate. Remember, he got a bad tackle on him.
Absolutely.
Who was that against last season?
Evie May.
Yeah.
Aye, that's right.
Evie May, that's what I'm saying, the Aberdeen game.
Aye. Jimmy, and he's almost every game now, you must admit, bar the St Johnstone game, he's been, for me, he's been at least an 8. He's dictating play now. And
Ryan Jack, Hartfield never played against St Johnstone, mate.
Never did. He was, you're right enough. So,
if you only come on this show, do your homework.
But the games he has been playing, he's been dictating play, and as I say, I think it's brilliant to see him having an odd pop at goal now, because, as Rudy says, we've not got enough players that's been doing that.
Here, mate. Here. He's playing well for us. It's really going to be interesting when you get to the back end of the season. Morelos is a standout part of the season without McGregor, but after that, there's loads of players playing well for us, Where are we? 5 I'll go to Cushy with this one. Do you think the managers got again to understand Scottish football more now?
I think he is. I think there's some of these new signings as well are starting to get grips with it as well. It's taking some longer than ours, I think, but I think some of them start to get grips. But I also think, I'll be honest, I also think at this time of the year, a lot of these teams start. I said it before, they start reverting to the mean a little bit. So the kind of outstanding performances you get before Christmases, away to Hamilton and things like that, they tend to disappear at this time of the year as teams. As teams start kind of averaging their performance out a little bit, So I think the manager will be understanding Scottish football a bit more. I don't think he's not got much of an option. I mean, he's now been in it coming up for a year, So he's got to be taking some stuff on board. But I think how much about Scottish football do you really need to learn? You know how teams are going to play. You know that some of the pitches are going to be plastic. You know that some of the grounds that you go to that are away are quite small and the attendances are going to be rubbish and there's going to be a lack of atmosphere. But it's a game of football, Oxford. How much do you really need to learn about Scottish football before you start putting a winning team in the park?
I think the thing that would maybe shock you when you come into it is the intensity of every game that Rangers play. Because unless we get the goals, if you take Hamilton and the fact there'd be nothing each after an hour, how they would have been playing differently in that match, fighting for every lost cause. It's just, I think Walter used to say teams would up their game by 20% against us, and I think that's because it's traditionally the biggest game of the season for most players,
I think that's absolutely right, but I think that I think also what we've shown this year is that the second goal for us in any game is absolutely vital.
Crucial.
How many times have we been pegged back this season when we've been 1-0 up? The Kilmarnock game we get beat. Hibs, at home, it happened to us. How many times has it happened to us this season? That's the two I can think of off the top of my head. And that dropped us 5 points. Right there, and that's only 2 games from relatively recently, So it's absolutely vital we get that second goal. Once we do, playing teams like Hamilton becomes a formality because their entire game plan goes out the window. They're not going. They can't really start attacking us because they don't have the players to do it. And defensively, there's almost no point in them defending anymore because they're already 2-0 down. So the game's gone. So it's not just from a footballing perspective, but the way the whole game is going to go and the way that other teams perceive the way the game is going to go, getting that second goal for us, it's absolutely crucial. And it has to be, we have to, and Steven Gerrard, if he's got to learn one lesson, it is drum it into his team that it doesn't matter whether we're at Ibrox, it doesn't matter whether we're at Hamilton, if we are 1-0 up, we have to get that second goal to make it a far, far easier night for us. And we've not done that often enough.
Hard to argue with that, JFK.
Sorry, mate, would you say that?
Hard to argue with that.
Well, you can't argue with that. That's what it is for us now. So it's just we need to keep a bit of consistency going. If we could see the fixtures that they've got and all, I mean, they're into a wee hard bit of fixtures. So we've come through that. So look, we're playing this mob on Wednesday night, and if we can't beat a team like that at Ibrox, then we don't deserve to be champions, mate. Don't deserve to be, and it's still there for us. So we've got to go for it. I think they play Hearts on Wednesday, and then I think they play the Shaggers at the Pedo Dome after that. So,
Right, let's try and work that out.
The best it is, we all know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah. Thank God somebody does.
To be fair, when he uses these words, there's only time a day. Know what he's talking about. Anyway, what's that time? What time we got? Oh, get yourselves on mute. We're going to have a tune for Old School Blue, who's going to sing live tonight, I think. Get yourself on mute, lads.
Give us on mute.
Well, just to let everybody know, that was big Ulster on the triangle in the background there, just so we don't forget about the big man, and also, I think, Skipper and a wee go as well. So, it's a very underused instrument, the triangle. Rudy Bear, isn't it?
Aye, I don't mind a wee shot in the triangle myself, you know.
It's really bad.
That was the instrument I started my band career on, the triangle.
I did hear you failed, mate, because you kept on the upside down.
Why ding-a-ling.
I heard that's the instrument that ruined your band career.
It was you just dropped the stick, it was twirling it.
Oh, shocker.
Oh, dear.
Shocker.
Oh, dear. I was going to ask something there before you came in and put me on my stride here. Morelos wasn't playing on Sunday, sorry. And that, I think that might ultimately must have been good for the whole team, because we have struggled without Alfredo, and to score 5 goals without him shows that shows a good all-roundness in the team that we didn't maybe think we had. Poster.
Aye, absolutely. Going back to it, we don't like talking about it, but unfortunately, Rudy's right. You still have the bit in the back of your mind that you're saying to yourself, are they still liable to throw in a curveball where we're really going to struggle? And we're only talking about last weekend when we're talking about St Johnstone game. Now, I know that the manager made a couple of differences to the team selection, but would you agree that you still wonder how basically all 10 outfield players could play as badly as what they did? So therefore, are we jumping the gun by thinking, well, we've scored 5 goals in the last 2 games, therefore we can't give them credit? No, of course we don't. But you've still got in the back of your mind that you're wondering if one of the curveballs can come in again, aren't you? Hopefully it doesn't.
Ultimately, JFK, it's not been good that we had that result without Morelos for the team.
Aye, definitely. And the gaffer said, that's what I said earlier on. You know, he said it was pleasing that we'd 5 different goal scorers, and he was asked a question. He was asked a question after the game, you know, that you'd nail Alfredo Morelos today. So, you know, about you'd 5 different goal scorers, and he said himself, that's what the substitutes on the bench are for. My strikers who are on the bench can come on, and the strikers who are there to bring him in and place Alfredo, and then they to produce the goods, and the guy's done it. And the 2 strikers that are there, number 2, number 3 striker, they scored a couple of goals between them, and we can't ask for any more than that. So that's going to bode well for us for the rest of the season.
I like that. Bode well. I like that.
Well, so that we can't argue with that. We're not going over the top here, and that's what we tend to do, because the result against Kilmarnock was a tremendous result. The result against Hamilton was what I think most is expected, although we all thought, here we go again. But we beat them 4-1 the last time. But the 5 guys that scored on Saturday, every goal was a good goal.
Yeah.
The third goal was a cracking goal, the goal of the match for me. So we can't complain. The second half, we know that we kind of took our foot off the gas, but they brought on a couple of midfielders and they kind of they did tighten it up. But the guys have got to expect, you know, that whoever comes in is taking it, is going to have to go. But Fred will be in there on Saturday.
Oh, Fred will be playing on Wednesday, mate. I think we'll be. Brian's got somebody wants to ask us. Remember, Brian, they're not the smartest road here, so keep it easy for them.
Aye. And my favourite goal of the weekend was actually the second one, the Defoe's goal. That was a full team goal.
Good shout for that. You might be right in your own thinking there. I can see where you're coming from. It. I just thought that the Arfield goal was a cracking goal. It was the best goal.
Aye.
But,
I mean,
it's all opinions, Brian. It's all
different kinds of goals, you know. Some people
like
shots.
That was actually my point. It was actually about the actual Hamilton manager. I actually liked what he had to say.
Yeah. Brian Rice, mate.
This morning. Aye.
Refreshing to hear, wasn't it, mate?
Aye. A manager no slagging his ass for once.
I don't know if he's picked up on that. I'll take you, Cushy.
Big guys are blue nose.
Cushy, you with us? I know he's on mute. I'll go to Bridge then. Bridge, it was refreshing to hear Brian Rice is so complimentary about the way we played football.
It's lovely to hear. It's lovely to hear. Very complimentary to our manager, and I hope he takes it in that nice way. But because we know some of the managers won't give us the time of day. It's just bell-ridden. That's what
what I felt was so refreshing for it. He admitted he went home and watched it and then said, look, we didn't do a lot of things right, but ultimately we were beat by a team that played really good football.
Yeah.
Attractive football.
Yep.
It's strange, Oxchair, that when other managers interviewed who have played, as Jimmy likes to call them, the puddle drinkers, and they turn around and they actually admit that that's not going to be the going to decide their season because they lost to them. But they never say that about us.
Yeah.
They never say that about us. It's an absolute woe. It's greeting. It's this, that, and the next thing. It's they're going to blame us for selectarianism. You name it. They'll make any excuse under the sun. And that guy Clark has never come out even since then and said that Rangers played well against us. Never mentioned anything about 4 great goals that Morello scored. Nothing. All he did was greet. And cause a major national headlines all over the fact it's not international now.
How did you get to that? For Brian Rice being good to your club, you get to that negative?
Because that's the difference when you hear someone like Brian Rice coming out and saying these really complimentary things about the team, because it's the truth. They were far too good for them. To compare that to that boy Clark, that's all I was doing. Sorry, guys.
Good shout, Brad.
Cushy, you back waves, mate?
Mate, yes.
You're going to have to go on that course along with Blue Star. Bridge is arranged it a week on Saturday outside the BBC studios. Bring your laptops with you and Bridge will show you how to work them. That right, Bridge?
Absolutely.
Remember, delete everything before you bring the laptop. Blue movies must be Rangers games only.
I was going to say something there, Cushy, but I won't. Right. Did you see Cushy and then Blue Star? Did you see Brian Rice's comments that Brian's raised? It was refreshing to see.
It was a breath of fresh air. Actually, somebody being magnanimous about a Rangers performance and not trying to look for excuses about his own team. So I don't think Mr. Long in Scottish football if he keeps that up. Frankly, but it was nice to see. But it was absolutely right. So he's only saying what's there. And what he sees. And it's. I think you guys touched on it right at the start of the show. It's just about us coming out and being quick and being sharp, and getting the ball moving, moving the ball about quickly, right from the get-go, and not being kind of lethargic and we're build up and just passing it back and forward. And it makes a big difference against these type of teams, because they just can't handle it. And when we do that, the quality in our team should show through, and I certainly did that against Kilmarnock. But well played, Mr. Rice. I thought it was. That was pretty welcome and a bit of fresh air for us, I think.
Yep. Blue Star then, Rudy.
It was good to hear a decent, honest appraisal for once. Even if you're watching things online now, it seems to be if MD says anything decent about the Gers, all they get is abuse. I don't know whether, I presume, guys, you've seen the presser with Jim Traynor. Did you see the comments after it? Simply because we know the guy's an RC, the abuse that he was taking, it was incredible. And you're saying to yourself, all he's done was asking for the BBC to give a decent fairness, and he's absolutely been lambasted for it.
We were going to bring that in tomorrow night when obviously the football the night before, but a great point that we're going to actually listen to that tomorrow night. So because Bridge is a subject that Bridge has been studying for years. But somebody talking positive about his. It
was a decent, honest appraisal last year, and it was nice to hear for once,
I mean, listen, if somebody beats us and the manager comes out and says, well, we defended well, broke away and scored a goal, and another day we might have lost 3-0, we can handle that.
Exactly.
But
You take it in the chin.
Exactly. We don't, Rudy, Brian Rice, fair play to him, and I think Cushy had the number. He might not last long in Scottish football.
Very refreshing indeed, I thought. It's fantastic just to listen to or read what our manager's going to say or listen to what he's going to say. All honesty, Cushy's probably right. He won't last long in Scottish football. Talk like that. If you listen back to the likes of Clark and McInnes, they're jokers, they completely deflect from what happened on the park. When up with Pittodrie and pumped them 4-2, and some of the stuff McInnes came out with afterwards was just laughable, really. But there was nothing like that for Brian Rice. As I said, very refreshing in Scottish football to hear a manager, talk that way about Rangers. But all he was doing, in all honesty, Ox, was telling the truth. That's what
he played well.
Yeah, played well. And he
was a nice player, GFK, wasn't he? Brian Rice back in the day.
Big dirty animal he was.
No, he was a nice player. He could play.
But he's a blue nose. Oh, he's big Brian.
I don't think so. I
think he is.
I think his family were, but he wasn't.
Yeah,
he was a high.
Aye, I know. That's it. But he comes from a background a blue noses now. But he basically was a Hy-Vee. But it's refreshing. It was refreshing to see him say that. Because as Brad said earlier on, every time we're in any forum, in television, whatever, and it's that what a goal that was with Rangers, but this could have happened, and so it's refreshing to hear a manager come out and actually give the opposing team praise, because when the puddle drinkers get beat, they're always rubbish, and the other team were lucky, but when they when the puddle drinkers beat another team 5-0, they were magnificent, so it was refreshing to see Brian Rice come out and say that, yep, we were well beaten. Some of the football Rangers played was exceptional, and that was a word they used a couple of times. So it was nice to hear that,
Yes, it was.
So at least we Stevie Clark's now maybe played these wee tiddlywinks tonight and that, thinking the Leicester City job's gone to Brendan. He's, here I come. So here we go.
Okay, come back in there. You're on about Steve Clark. Did you know?
On you go.
Yeah, we're saying about managers talking the truth. Rice there. Did Steve Clark not admit that he ended up lying after the Rangers game as well? Telling a couple of fibs.
I think within a couple of days later, he made some comment about the Rangers job.
That was at the interview after it.
Nah.
Can I come in on that?
No, we're not going to talk about Steve Clark tonight.
No. I'm saying one of the Daily Record reporters had pulled him up, saying, "You gave me an interview at the start of the season, and you denied that you had anything to do with the Rangers. You were never interviewed, and that's who he was apologising for. He was apologising to him, saying, "I'm sorry, it was a couple of white lies," or words to that effect.
Well, we're not really interested with Steve Clark because they say Brian, are we?
No.
Okay, listen, we weren't going to maybe look at the James Traynor. Boy Star, you've upset a few in the lobby, mate, who went to school with Mr. Traynor. Who can assure you he isn't an RC.
You're kidding me on.
No, you've stirred the hornet's nest. They're fluting the pitchforks. They're wanting your address, mate.
Run!
So don't worry about it. Your secret's same with me, but if anybody wants to hang on, I'll give you his address later.
Don't ever give your address to Oxchair or Skipper. You've had it.
Only because Skipper came to stay for you for the night, mate, and you took you 6 months to get rid of him. We were going to look at the James Traynor one, but obviously the accounts came out today, so we're going to keep that for another night. Is that all right with everybody?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the accounts obviously stole the headlines a wee bit for me, mate. Let me think. Who have we got on here that can count?
Don't you even make me take my socks and shoes
Well, I
off.
know you can't count, right? 'Cause
I've
you
only
went to
got
Hammy.
9. I've only got 9 toes.
Right.
Remember?
I know you went to Hammy. Because you can count, I think, right? And Bridge has been studying them all day. Mrs. Bridge has been through to her saying, look at these accounts, look at these accounts. Cushy, we've got to say the accounts. The board of directors, hats off, slowly but surely, knocking over a lot of fences.
I think it's more hats off to Steven Gerrard, I think, in the team. I think these accounts show how fundamental the European group stage at the very least is to us as a football club.
Yeah,
and I would, I'm not sure. The board have got kudos for backing or bringing in Gerrard in the first place, and then backing him as much as they possibly could, I think, in the summer transfer window. So I think that's credit where credit's due in that respect. But once that's done, we get into the group stages. I think we have definitely kind of punched above our weight to get to those stages, and the money that we've got from it is fundamental, I think, to us as a football club if we want to progress. And I think I think we discussed this about October with Gerrard. I think there was a valid point to be made that Gerrard's entire season could have been viewed as a success as soon as we got to the group stages of Europe, regardless of what we do in the domestic competitions. And I'm saying that from a boardroom perspective rather than a fan's perspective, because obviously fans want to win trophies, right? But from a boardroom perspective, I think the fact that we got to the group stages of the UEFA Cup meant that Gerrard's tenure for this season was already a success.
All right, and am I reading the accounts, Bridgeman? There's obviously that's not even the retail deal sorted. So there's a lot even more positives in there if we can keep the progression on the park going.
Yeah, I think Kush is right. I think it's the Gerrard effect coming into, and all the fans coming in. I mean, we're full houses every home game's full house virtually, and great runs in Europe, full houses, amazing stuff. That kind of money is obviously needed. The club needed it, and we're seeing the benefit in our books. And this is the point where I've been waiting to get to since the day and hour they shut our door basically, and put us down. And I've been waiting to get back up here. Rangers showing a profit is absolutely miraculous, and it's hats off to the board and everybody that the board brought in and the work that they've done and getting us through to where we were. All the players have been involved in it. Fantastic. And there we go. We've got a £5 million profit up to the end of the year, and I think that mob across the road said they had £15 million profit. So we're a third of theirs, and that's fantastic. Believe me, that's fantastic because they were in the Champions League.
I think one of the main points, though, Bisman, is the fact that those accounts from us are not predicated on the fact that we've had to sell players for 10 or 20 million.
Correct, pal. Absolutely right.
So if we can get ourselves into the group stages of Europe and break even or turn a slight profit without selling our top players, I think that's fantastic news for the club and the fan base.
Who did they sell this year? Was it Armstrong?
Armstrong and Dumbelli.
Are they in their accounts for the end? They would be, I suppose.
I don't know. It would have to be.
Yeah.
It would have to be. So it just shows you how good our support have been to the club, and it's been wonderful. Transformation in the last 5 years, 6 years has been nothing short of miraculous. And here we are, heads above the water, stand tall. We've got money in the bank, to all intents and purposes, and we'll get that share issue all completed, I think, but it'll come the summertime. And all these crazy thoughts about everybody else telling us we're skint, we're this, that, and the next thing will all disappear. I'm convinced of it. Just wait till we see the books in the summertime. It'll be amazing. Amazing.
Well, Blue Star, obviously the retail deal's not there, and we'll still get difficulty with that, and hopefully that'll all be resolved and that'll be finished and put to bed once for all.
It's a major thing, Oxford, because if you remember right, 5-6 years ago we were the top selling shirt in Britain, and we were only beaten. It was something like by 100 grand or something. With Real Madrid and Barcelona together, the Rangers shirts had sold that many worldwide, and that's a massive retail. So if we can get that man off our backs, that would be incredible. And for all intents and purposes, I'm sure that they're well on their way to achieving that. But yes, to even be where we are at the moment, as Bridgman says, and Rudy, we know that it was because of the European run, and all credit to them for that, because we know where we were, and we know we'd lost a lot of money, and even get us above water again and be in profit. Here, brilliant.
Aye, I was pleased when I read them, JFK. I was pleased, positive for me, that we're moving in the right direction.
Of course, I mean, look, I remember 6-7 years ago, you know, when they dumped us down where they thought they would destroy us. But Bridge is saying there, I mean, take his hat off to the board and that, certainly. But we've all got to give ourselves, us as Gers fans, Blue Noses, credit as well, because we've stuck by the board. We've stuck by the team. They stuck us down there in the third division, and we still went to see our team. We created world records at Ibrox for our team playing in a third division tier. So we've got to take plaudits for it as well. The board have got to take plaudits. Steven Gerrard and the players, we backed them, and we had belief in them, and it's absolutely fantastic. And you know something? They're all now looking over their shoulders at us, because the establishment club is back. We never really went away, but we're back with a vengeance, and they don't like it.
That's why they're terrified, Jimmy. That's why they're terrified.
Yeah.
Exactly, Blue Star. So it's onwards and upwards, as I've always said. The puddle drinkers are putting all their money in profit because of Dembele and Armstrong and that. But we have no sell anybody to make that profit. Ours has been pure commercialism based on our strips and the fans coming to see the famous.
I don't think the strips is in any of that.
No.
Well, that's
if you're going to come on this show, please do your homework. Huh?
Okay,
That was Jimmy. That
Blue
was
Star told me to say that.
Jimmy, that was a point I made to my mates, a couple of my mates. See, the last set, you know, it was a bit of doom and gloom because of because of the loss that we'd made. But you know, and I was saying to them, look, you know, you've still got the European money to consider. The next set of accounts will look much, much brighter. You know, you've still got the retail deal, which is almost sorted. We're not exactly there with that yet, but we'll get there. We will get there with that, you know. But as it's gone now, you know, the strips are selling. So the retail deal's still to come into that. And that was the point I made to them. You know, look, forget the doom and gloom now. Let's just see what the next set of accounts look like once the European stuff, the European money's taken into consideration. And there it is right there. My mate texted me this morning and he's like, wow, look at these accounts. That's brilliant news for the club. And it is. It's fantastic news.
How things have changed, Rudy.
Yeah.
How things have changed.
I'm delighted, Ox, with the performance financially, because I think where we are now, that's us really getting our head above water now. You know,
we've actually been joined by Rangers Radio financial expert. So I'm sure he'll put his spin on the accounts. Evening, Boswell.
Evening, Bos.
Come on, everybody. Give us your flat. Come on.
I think it's, different location this evening. I'm on the iPad.
I was going to call you a merchant banker, boss, but I don't think
that would be a scurrilous thing to do. That's terrible. I think to be in a position where we've doubled our turnover in 4 years from a standing start of virtually nothing is nothing short of miraculous. Hats off to Dave King and the Three Bears and the fans, and just it's been an absolutely monumental effort by everybody who is Rangers minded, and this is against a backdrop of deep-seated unreasonable hatred, but despite that, we've risen above all that, and how disappointed must everybody else feel that imagine failing in such an absolute gigantic scale. Your failure is there to see it. And see, when we do 55, the failure will be tangible. The Timplosion, I look forward to every second video that I'll see on YouTube of them plummeting from the Kingston Bridge.
Were you pleased on the accounts, Buzz?
I just thought that the accounts, when we consider that there's no retail deal in there for strips, and with the result also that the boys were saying not one player has been sold for money. We've actually lost money on players over the last year as well, because we've had to pay the dregs of Pedro's nonsense.
Pedro himself, mate.
Well, exactly. I mean, that wasn't an insignificant sum. Peña's had to be paid off as well. So I think under the circumstances, with no retail deal, the European run has been invaluable to us. And and of course he's had, I mean, look at the money that's been splashed out in Stevie G, plus the whole backroom staff being changed. I mean, but it's only going to benefit us great dividends, because our results on the pitch, the players that have been brought in. I mean, if I'm not much mistaken, was Jermaine Defoe not been linked with Celtic because it was said that we couldn't have afforded them?
Yes.
Yep. So I wonder what happened there. So there's another sign of their deep-seated failure. So under the circumstances, to have doubled our turnover in the last 4 years...
Did we not sell Windass for a couple of million?
I think it was 1.2 million. It wasn't a lot of money. I mean, that was your only sale. And don't forget, Windass, I think, cost us buttons, so we maybe made £1 million on that deal.
Money on them,
but you look at the money that we lost on people like
the wages. These guys have been taking wages.
Martin Waghorn went for peanuts. Who was the other guy that went? Barry Mackay went for peanuts. So we haven't made a lot of money in the transfer market. We've had to bring players in half-decent wages. I mean, Jermaine Defoe's not come up for nothing, and we'll be paying a proportion of that wage. So I'm just delighted that we can sit here and say, because I remember saying maybe about 18 months ago in here that we wouldn't be seriously in a position to compete with the filth across the way until our turnover started matching theirs, 40 to 50 million. We are now a million miles away. We are knocking on the door. And once the retail deal comes to fruition, there's your door opened.
Yeah. They will die. They will die 1,000 deaths if we can beat them.
Bridge, it couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of people.
Yeah, pal.
Well said, boys. As I said earlier, she's really positive. We're moving in the right direction, but you're right. With what you said earlier, the fans need a real pat in the back. And
unbelievable.
Interesting, Cushy, when we see how many strips we've actually sold. I know you had a small medium, the same as myself, JFK.
and it's baggy, mate. It's baggy.
Presumably that's just for one side.
I know everybody's with the boat strips. They might not necessarily do. I mean, Bridge, he got the full kit for his holiday abroad, which he's not bought the soaps for years, have you, Bridge?
No.
I can't think of when the strips come out, the buzz round about them. Because they look so good, I think there's a bit of trepidation with it being the vendor that it was. But when they come out, they looked absolutely fantastic. I mean, on strip, my two boys were absolutely desperate to get their hands on them. As soon as they come out, and I can only assume that most everybody else was like that. I feel a bit old in the tooth, to be honest with you, wearing my football top, so I didn't get one.
Don't be ridiculous. That's what you wear to go the shopping.
No, crying, you don't. You tell him, Rudy.
No, that's the very place you use it. That's the very place.
My two boys get away with that kind of material, so clinging to them. So I was, but they were delighted with it, and I could only assume that most of most of the guys with kids, and maybe the guys themselves were looked at them and thought, yeah, I'm having one, because I thought they were, I thought they were absolutely superb looking strips for a start, and that's obviously
who on here's been in the shop and said, who's been on? I know you've really not been.
I've been here about five or six times. I've been
in it 3 times the time I was up. Bridge, I take it you've been in it. I think you get asked to leave a few times and spend that much time in it.
I was looking for a tent.
Did you have to leave right away, Oxshire, when you said you were in looking for a 5XL and they said we don't have any?
What they said to me was, is that what you're getting GFK for his Christmas?
Hey, I'm not embarrassed by that fact, but
I remember going into the old store when it was just closing in 2012, and the only sizes they'd left were 5XL.
Wow.
I never bought any because
GFK.
I never picked it up, Ox. You never picked it up.
How busy this store was. I was in it a few times when I was up in Glasgow for a few weeks there before Christmas, but I popped in for different things, and there was a buzz about the shop. Who said they were there visiting it? GFK, first of all.
Aye, well, see, the 2 days after the shop opened, I went to my big boy Graham. He was wanting to go and get all sorts of that. He ended up spending about nearly 300 quid, tracksuit and all that sort of thing. But we stood in the queue. The shop opened at 10 Oxshire, and we decided, I took him into the tune for 9 o'clock, and we were about 20, maybe 30 people were in front of us. But within the next 40 minutes, there must have been 300, 400, 500, 600 people behind us, and they were still streaming in. So it's absolutely wonderful to see. I'm just hoping very soon that the retail thing's sorted, because the Ranger shop, the superstore at Ibrox, is a shambles. It's selling tat. It's selling stuff that we don't no longer need, and I'm hoping that gets sorted very soon. But the one at Enoch Centre is absolutely fantastic. I've heard there's a shop maybe opening in the Fort coming the summer.
Yeah, I heard that myself.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, so I'm hoping that does come. And I would like one down in my neck of the woods in Clydebank. It's 5 minutes drive away from me, because when I walk by...
Because you stay there?
No, when I walk by to go to Farm Foods... Oh, let me finish here. When I walk by to go to get my shopping out of Farm Foods, there's a puddle drinker shop there. Right? And I have to move away from it. Right? Because I can feel this horrible vibe coming from it.
Jimmy, that's Poundland.
That's how your house was so cheap.
I stayed Peterson Park and no Clydebank.
Jimmy, I think that's Poundland, mate.
My house is Poundland.
No. Look, if you like, I'm saying nothing that will incriminate me here.
No,
Rudy Bear, you must have visited, because I know you've got all the lighter stuff and all that for the jogging. So
no, yeah, I haven't been in.
You got all your stuff for the nephews. I know that, mate. I know you did.
I get it. All right, they tell me what they want for birthdays and Christmas and stuff, and I just order it online for them, But I think it's been fantastic. If we get another one opened in the Fort, it's where we should be. We should be opening shops out of the city if possible. You know what I mean? I think it was Blue Star.
We've got to add value, Rudy. We've got to add value, because we've had them before and there was no value in them.
No, of course.
You don't want to saturate the market.
It's got to be the right deal.
There he is.
It's got to be the right deal, Oxford. Got to work
financially.
How are we doing, Big Al?
A bit choked on my hanger there. Jimmy, you've always struck me as a Waitrose man. I thought Farm Foods was a puddle drinker shop. You're not for real, are you? You don't shop in Farm Foods.
If you notice correctly, he said as he's walking past Farm Foods.
No, I don't think that's what he says. He says when he's walking to Farm Foods to get
right, I must have picked him up. You're right.
Look.
Aye.
The potato crickets out of Farm Foods are lovely.
Right. Oh, there you go, man. If you tell me you go to Iceland next.
I've never been to Iceland. It's too cold.
But can I just say something? Sorry, guys. I know we're all joking aside and all that, but this is a true story. What I'm going to tell you. One day I was in Stirling, and I was in a shopping centre in Stirling, and there's two coppers got a boy with a puddle drinker's top on. And you know where they caught him shoplifting? The pound store. Who shoplifts in the pound store? How hard up must you be to shoplift in a pound store?
Was he a football fan?
That's a god. He was a football fan, right enough. I had the one eyebrow, ginger hair, few freckles, and one of the green and grey taps on. I'm not joking. You can ask my wife. I came out of the car park and I said, "Get a look at this." I'm buckled up. It was either the pound store, because in Stirling the pound store's next to Primark. So either way, you just don't shoplift at these stores like that.
If you're going to get caught, you might as well go home for the cheap as a lamb.
Well, that's aye. You'd be well getting caught shoplifting at the Versace. There you go. Italian centre, go there.
How we doing, big man? Anyway, all right? Have you time to look at the accounts, mate?
Aye, I've got time to look at the accounts like a forensic accountant. Actually, there's a Russian girl here. I might get her to look at them. She's a forensic accountant. Works in the office.
Aye.
See if she can find anything. Aye, no, genuinely. Yeah. She works she's in Petersburg. She had to get out of Russia. But no, I've not looked at it, but just the headlines and that look at it seems to be we're getting the house in order in regards to things like that.
Slowly, mate. Slowly.
Yeah. It never comes quick enough for us, I think. But we are getting there. You can, if you look back at all the things that are in place, the team, the manager.
Big Al, did you get the kids and stuff for their Christmas? I know you were tired.
Aye.
Were they pleased with it?
Aye, I was tired. Well, I wasn't pleased with it, man. It might be just a small point, but the badges.
It was raised, and by the way, I know for a fact it has been raised with Hummel.
That's just a detail that I would like. That's fine. No, my mum. But just like what you're saying, Ox and the other guys were saying, I don't think we should oversaturate the market with shops. I believe that I've not been in it, but that one looks really good at its Unox. Do you need one in the Forge? Do you need one here? Maybe like I've seen things, Belfast Airport, Glasgow Airport, areas like that, yeah. You go to shops here, they've got the big sports stores here. Our top's not hanging in it, but the green and grey hangs in it. So maybe overseas, look at overseas markets, try and expand the brand that way. Because we have got a brand. People are trying to...
I think we'll go in quick when the manager will go up, mate.
I met another Scouse guy this morning. That's the first thing everybody talks to about that. He says, Stevie G. You know, they keep an eye on it as well. You know what I mean? So, onwards and upwards. Everyone looks quite rosy in the garden. Good result at the weekend.
I think the main store, Al, that we need to get sorted is the one at Ibrox, mate.
Aye.
Yeah.
On match day, you know, it's quite pathetic walking by, you know, and it's horrible. They still sell a lot of the stuff that, you know...
Can I ask you a question, Jimmy?
Yeah,
is it encouraged for at the games? Is it encouraged? Do people still use it?
Dead,
like everybody that?
It's dead. When you walk by it, Al, you know, you do see people.
Can we? Could you not park a truck in front of it just to take your eye off it? You know what I mean? You put the icons, Ibrox on the side of a truck. Just so. Do not give him any pleasure and just make sure people don't use it. You know what I mean? Have a couple of shirts saying, "No, please direct them to the centre, the shop in the city centre." We're sorry at the moment, but this is the fact. This is where we are. Please use that shop in the city centre in Glasgow.
It seems to just be I think the boys that go to Ibrox regular, like myself, it seems to be like a meeting point now, Alan, for most places. You know, when you go to Ibrox now, everybody stands under the big pictures there of the legends and that, and there's very, very few people going into the shop. I had a look at it about 2 or 3 months ago, and it was absolutely shocking. So Rangers,
it's like his other shops anyway. They were all dies, weren't they? Aye.
You know, but if we got that sorted out, the one in St Enoch's and maybe one in a other shopping centre somewhere else, but the Fort or the Forge, then that would be plenty. And obviously in Belfast, for the guys near the water, but I wouldn't go into the extremes you went before. But
no, because of the online, the growth in online, mate, you've got to look at
that. Exactly. So, but you still want blue noses to get to be able to walk into the shop. As I say, the puddle drinkers have got the shop in Clydebank, and it's an eyesore, and it's horrible to walk by it. So, but I'd want to see the big Rangers store be because every club in Britain, big clubs like us, have their own major store. We need that.
Absolutely. That is really a thing that we miss out on the match day experience. You know what I mean? You want to entice newcomers to the ground, so when they walk away from that ground to buy merchandise. I take the kids to the cricket because the fun days out the cricket here, the Aussie rules, things like that. But they come home with they're buying stuff. You know what I mean? They're not supporters of the clubs, but they're there having a fun day. They've got the Sydney Sixers top and hats. You know what I mean? So I've paid them some 10, 15 bucks, whatever it is, 10, 15 bucks a time, it adds up. We could be utilising that revenue stream.
What I'm all saying, I'll take this to Cushy, Big Al, the quality of the beer.
Look, I'm going to go because I've got stuff to do. I'll speak to that Russian Sheila.
You get the Russian on, we'll interview her.
You want her on? By the way, she's a nice wee girl, actually. She's nice. Right, take care,
soon, Big Mac. Cheers.
Thank you.
That'll be some night, that was. Cushy.
What's your biggest vodka beer?
Yeah, well, what's the best? Grey Goose or Smirnoff?
Ain't at all, as long as you can put it with paracetamol.
Cushy, the retail deal is important. It's important for getting the brand out there. It's important for rewarding the supporters of quality gear. The shop at Ibrox can be part of the match day experience, but should also be part of the tours, where the tours should end.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Whoops. Oh, we lost Cushy there. I think I mute by mistake.
Can I come in the shop on Ibrox?
On you go, Brian.
Who actually owns the property it stands on?
It was a lease. It was rented to what do you call them? Sports Direct, when they get involved with the retail deal.
If it's rented to them, can we not just cancel the rent agreement and evict them?
There's a contract, mate.
Right.
There's a contract. And you come with that.
Can I come in that box, yeah?
On you go, mate.
I was just going to say, as far as
unfortunately, can't get them out now.
As far as I'm led to believe, the contract is finished at the end of this month. I don't know how true it is. That's what I'm hearing. But if not, then it's one of these. It's the same 7-year type contract, as far as I'm led to believe. And I'm afraid that if he wants to stay there, unless we get this contract taken away like we did with the others, but it's just one fight after another with him. So I would rather, if it was me, if we could, I would rent a wee doss house somewhere down the Heart of Govan and say that's the Rangers store that you're going to get. The rest of it we're going to convert into whatever we're going to convert it to.
I don't think we can do that, Brian.
I'm saying, but that's what I'd like to do.
That judgment. Sorry to interrupt there, Oxford. It was in the news the other day, or in the papers. The judgment's about to be made in the next 14 days by the sheriff judge, what we want to call him, regarding the contract that Rangers took up with Elite Sports to sell the strips in the St Enoch's and online, and the man who we don't like to talk about for Newcastle wanted to have his finger in that pie. A judgment was going to be made in that. So that could be the catalyst there regarding the retail group. If the judge goes on our side, then it's onwards and upwards and forwards. If he does
Jimmy, you must have read the same thing as me. They kind of more or less said that they reckoned it was going to go in his favour, unfortunately.
Aye, yeah.
But hopefully that's wrong, because the retail side of things is absolutely massive to our club, because we do buy, and we buy in huge quantities and numbers, and that was the reason that character wanted involved in it in the first place. So hopefully that's not the case, and we can get it sorted.
Yeah,
Cushy's back, Liz.
Yeah, I think just going back to your previous point, I think it's fundamental. The store is a place that the fans want to go, and there's merchandise in it that we want to buy. And when you're talking about doing things like the tours and finishing in the store, to me that's kind of basic commercial. Basic commercial sense to do that.
I've never done it before, mate.
And it's madness, If
you do the tour, they put you at the side of the John Gregg statue.
That's it.
That's right. You're right, and it's just madness. When you walk through Glasgow Airport, the first thing they do is try and get you through once you're through security, the first thing they try and get you through is all the duty free to get you to buy stuff. Right. Almost anywhere you go, that you've. Any store you get into, the first thing you've got is kind of is to get you to the impulse buy element of it, and it's madness that I realise that there's now legal elements to it, but prior to that, I still don't think we made the best of it in terms of a place that fans want to go to, or that visiting fans and people on the tour, etc., have got to go to and actually spend the money. There must be. It's almost like a little bit of an add-on, if you like. We've got the stadium, we've got the match day experience, we've got the fan zone, and then there's a kind of the store there to say, and if you want to go in here, to buy stuff, then on you go. And I think we should be. I think that there must be someone a bit more sales savvy in Ibrox that can see that as a bigger opportunity than what we're making out of it.
We're missing out big time all this year. I was fortunate enough to be doing a Liverpool game about 7 years ago, and the day before the Liverpool game I'd booked a tour at Anfield, and what Cushy said there's 100%. When the tour finished, the staircase, the corridor, whatever you want to call it, should be straight into the Anfield shop, the Cop shop. There you go. That's one.
Don't mention Cop shop, please.
No, well, it's a Cop with a K. That's what they should be doing. They should be making sure that when your tour's finished, I mean, the Rangers tour is a fantastic experience, but you're ushered out the side door as if
it's easy solved, mate. It's easy solved.
It's like sneaking out the pictures at the back.
It's easy solved. When you do the last bit on the pitch, and you take people round to where you sit roughly, and you say, we'll give you an opportunity to get a picture of the main stand. You take them up that, and you exit them out the shop, mate.
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100% agree with you.
We're
missing that. Jimmy, I don't know if you've been to Nou Camp in Barcelona, but that's exactly what they do.
Mate.
No, but I'm saying when you go through the stadium, they take you up the stair through the press area. The what do you call it? The cups and all the rest of it. Oh, they're just fantastic, and it always end up. You come out in this huge store with two-story, fantastic, brilliant, and it's just you're just like Cushy said, just go out there and you can buy anything you want. Fantastic.
Well, I think most of the big clubs in the Premiership down south are like that, and we should be following that. We should have been the leaders in it, So as Blue Star say there's rumblings that it might not go your way, that he will not get the same amount of percentage as he had before, but he wants to have his finger in that pie to get some sort of profit for Rangers selling our merchandise. So if the Rangers shop's open at the Ibrox and it's a big thing, and it's called the Rangers Sports Direct Superstore, I don't know. He's not getting a dime of our money. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, I think that's a big danger for our board if in fact he is. And we might have to accept it. So we've got to tie our ears together and say, let's go on with it. But seriously, there'll be some major kickback. I don't know anybody that's just going to go out like it did last year there at Christmas and go and spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and in the back of their mind, this money's going to Mike Ashley. No.
Yeah, no chance.
No. Can I actually come in on him now?
With a big truck, please.
Aye. And well, as Usually while I'm on the phone, I sit and play PlayStation, actually sit and play FIFA 19. But I was actually playing a boy for
I don't want
Newcastle.
to be rude, but we can hear you. There's a
I
hand.
know. No, this game's nearly done. I've had you on mute most of the time
We
I've
can
been
hear you
playing.
clicking away.
So what about the boy from Newcastle?
He says, don't let Mike Ashley in anything. He's a cancer of the club. That was the word they used about him at Newcastle. He's a cancer of the club.
Well, they can't get rid of him. So we're doing our best. We're punching above our weight, as some people think, and we are getting back to where we know we all belong. So we'll let the Mike Ashley thing ride the new, and we'll see how that progresses. But we're doing really well the new. We're still going to count the pennies for the elite sports money. That's still belongs to Rangers, and that's not been sorted out yet. So onwards and upwards.
Can I ask you guys a question? Is it possible that Rangers could actually sell the strips themselves?
Yeah.
As a company?
They've tried that bridge.
No, but is it possible without Mike Ashley? So if they turn it...
No,
Why is that?
That's the big...
Because
of the contract that he got signed, he'd already sewn all that up.
Yeah, but I'm saying to you that if we're going to do this, if Rangers are going to bring in a company to distribute the strips,
you would have
to have him in it. But if we're not doing that, if we're selling ourselves,
him in it, he's got to have the right to make an offer.
That's correct. He's got to make an offer. But if we're not doing that, if we're stopping short of that and saying, right, yeah, Rangers are going to sell it, and it's going to be Rangers employees that are selling it. So we're going to.
I don't think we could do that, because we'd need to put a whole production.
That's what I mean. We need to build it, wouldn't we?
But that's
build our own production facilities and logistics facilities and stuff like that. I don't think that's why we're third partying this out to other companies like Hummel and things like that.
So that's a natural thing you would do. But I was just meaning to get away from Mike Ashley, to get away from this, because you might have to go a decade with this guy. And if we could, that's why I'm asking you if it's possible. Sorry,
I mean, we're in with 8th year, so anyway, I can't believe we've reached that time of the evening. Bridgeman.
Well, what can I say? What a fantastic night, guys. After a fantastic day yesterday, can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, absolutely every single one is bursting up for this game here, coming up to tomorrow night. Absolutely, not tomorrow night, the night after. Really looking forward to it. So, everybody, please keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank Bridge, Brian, Cushy, Fox and Old School in the background, the one and only GFK, Rudy Bear, Blue Star, Big Alfie Australian, of course, Boswell, and a big shout out to George Logan for helping out yesterday, and of course, Travel Rug last week. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 9 and 11 talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Fox.
Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. Won't you come and cheer us? Help the boys along. White and blue, coming through with a song. Oh, Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. We'll be there to do it, do it if we can. Win the cup, hold it up in our hands. Rangers, that's okay.